All right, we are live. We are live. Aren't we live? Are we live? Yeah, I think we are. I think we are. And I'm so excited to show you what I have learned after 50 episodes of the Authority Project. I've 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 taken them down to count it, seven crumbs of success that were left behind by my guests, my incredible guests. And you'll hear all now on the Authority Project. Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, feast your eyes and tune your ears. It's that time again. We are live with another episode of The Authority Project. It's the video podcast streamed on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope, where we talk to digital marketers, business coaches, and creators of all kinds on how they've built authority in their field and how you can mimic their success. Developing authority, building your audience, and attracting better clients to your own business. Now, without further ado, let's bring to the virtual stage your host, Brian S. Arnold.
All right, and it's me, Brian S. Arnold, your host, and the only one here today. I know it's crazy, but I'm here to give a count of our 50th episode, or at least our over 50 episodes. The summation or what have you. I've broken it down for you. The crumbs of success left behind by our guests. And if there are people here coming in, bring your questions, bring your concerns. We have it. I'm here to answer those questions if you have any other questions. But we want to get started. I'm so excited that we are off on a great start with the Authority Project. And we are booked solid up until February of 2021 so far. So right now we're in it's the second day of October. So really excited about all the guests that are coming through. We are just getting started. Trust. So I have seven things that I've broken down. I want to really get you guys to hone in on this. And I am, if you're watching live, I have a little bit of a slide here that I'm going to be using. And let's get started. You ready? Ready. So what I've learned after 50 episodes, exclamation point, let's go. Let's go. All right. So one of the biggest things that I've seen from the guests is that, and this is a little bit of a throwback, not a throwback, but I wasn't expecting this, but the biggest thing that I've seen is that for the majority of the people who are that have been my guests who have been successful are educated. They're educated. Either they have master's degrees, or they've been to college. They've done the whole bit, the usual thing, or they pursued certificates. Whereas maybe they've been to college, and maybe they haven't, but they pursued certificates to say that they are qualified to teach or to serve the people that they are trying to serve. Or they just did everything possible to educate themselves, regardless. So they're educated. They're not winging it. They're taking the proper steps to say that I know my, I know my stuff, to say it without being crazy about it. But they're educated, and they've pursued that education in order to serve their people. And that's number one. So take that down, write that down for sure, being educated. The second thing is that they read voraciously. They love to read. They love to learn. They find it that if they're not reading about things that will help them, that if they're reading, it's so a part of them to read and continue to read as much as possible about business and marketing and so forth. The more they read, the more they learn, the more that they get substance out of their life, and they are voraciously doing their reading. That's number two. This is very quick. This might be in 10 minutes. This is very quick. So this is not going to be long, guys. So my third one here is that they have a routine. They have a routine. Doesn't matter if it's morning or night, They have a routine. And just like I said, it doesn't have to be morning. I know that's where most successful people say, start early, 4 or 5 o'clock. But if that's not your thing, it's okay. You just need to have a routine. You need to have something going on, whether it's meditation in the morning, you're reading, you're getting up. I don't know. You're working out or what have you. But you need to be doing something. You're jotting down notes every day, and you need to have a schedule mapped out every day of what you're going to do, prepared and planned every single day. Have a routine. If it's the morning, if it's the night, midday, what have you, but have a routine. That's number what? 3? I think it's 3. So let's continue. All right. Next, they have a history of mistakes. So what does this mean? If they're not making mistakes, it means that they're not doing enough. They're just not doing enough at all. So what does that mean? If mistakes are if you're not doing any mistakes, that means there's not enough action. You're not accomplishing a whole lot. Because if you're making mistakes, that means you're learning. And if you're learning, that means you're growing and you're building. And the more you build, the more you see mistakes, the more you're going to make mistakes, the more that you're going to be pushing yourself to get better. So my guests are saying over and over and over again, I've made so many mistakes, but I've learned from them. And here's where I am because of them. So start building up your history of mistakes. Yes? It's very important. Very important. So this is here. Next one, build as you go. What does that mean? And I stress this all the time. Build it over time. All right. Build things over time. And then as you're building, improve it when it's time. Improve it when it's time. I know some people who this is a stickler for them because a lot of them keep their things in their head and they're not building anything. Nothing is going in any direction whatsoever because you've stopped and nothing's going. You're not building. People are not seeing you build, which is the most important thing. Remember when I said build it, share it, and they will come. No one knows. You can't just throw something out of thin air and think that people are like, oh, what's happening? Don't do it that way. Build it over time. Okay. Improve it when it's time. You can see it, the progression even on this podcast, how I've changed things over time. I didn't do everything all at once. Okay. I didn't, because trust me, if I did, I would drive myself crazy because I'm realistically a perfectionist. I've gotten a lot out of I've gotten away from that so much, which I'm grateful for. But build it over time and then improve it when it's time. Sometimes you improve things by mistake. I have this new background now on my screens now that is darker, and I really just did it on a whim, and I liked it. And it's like, you know what, this is going to be how it's going to be from now on. So I got a darker background. Didn't realize it, but it's things you understand over time. So be aware of that. And next step, you can't do it by yourself. And I've seen this over and over again with our guests. And I've asked this question point blank, and they agree wholeheartedly. Going solo, okay, she'll only last for so long. She'll only last for so long. All right. If you're a solopreneur, which means you're an entrepreneur who is just by yourself, you're doing it all you're doing, you're wearing many hats, all the hats. All right. Listen, you need to start networking. Find people who are just like you or complement you. Get to know people in your field. Get to know your competition, right? And just race as much as possible to get monetized and get to some admin support. What I mean by that, virtual assistants or a team of your own. That's what you're searching for. So you can start to just be the person who wants to be creative and just create. All right. Avoid burnout. Avoid burnout at all times. All right. It's a huge lesson. You cannot do it by yourself. All right. Just think of any job that you've been at. It's not just one person. Okay. It doesn't happen. And the same thing with your field of expertise, whatever you're doing, you can't do it all alone. No one does that. It doesn't work. You cannot build, you cannot scale if you're trying to do it by yourself. And I think this is the last one. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. Listen, I've talked with my guests before, during, and after the shows where a common theme is that, you know what, they're usually just working on a new project and they're just seeing what happens. There's always these nervous butterflies. They're trying to figure things, they're trying to make things work, trying to make things, hopefully things that are, even if they've been successful before, right? It doesn't mean that, you know, this next project is going to be successful. So they're just in the mindset of, I'm just hoping this work out. I'm excited, but there's also anxiety. We're all like that. All entrepreneurs, all solopreneurs are in that same boat because we all have the same resolve, but we're all on different journeys. All right. We all have that same resolve. And what is that same resolve? Freedom. We all just want freedom, right? And so we love the journey. We love the anxiety, what builds up inside us, that we want to do this full time. We want to do, you know, we want to, or either that or make this project grow to our goals to be incredible, you know? So whenever anybody says that, to, you know, they're trying to be different or unique, no, we're all the same. We are all the same. Look at my, read my lips. Or if you're listening later on, just listen to my voice. We're all in the same boat, different journeys, same resolve, freedom. All right. It's that simple. It's that clear. And that's really about it. That's really about it. So I just want to, those are the crumbs of success, people. I'm not even go through a summary because I don't want to go back to that. But those are the crumbs to success. All of those there. All right. All those things. Maybe I will go over it. They're educated. All right. They're educated. They read voraciously. All right. They have a routine. Number 3, they have a history of mistakes. Remember, if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing enough. They build as they go along. They build it and they improve it when it's necessary. Okay. 5, they don't do it alone. You can start off alone, but don't end out alone. You can't do it. Don't do it. Avoid that burnout. And lastly, realize that we're all in the same boat. We're all doing these things it's different journeys, same resolve, freedom. We all are looking for that freedom. We care about it. We want to serve others. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Okay. And those are the crumbs of success that I've learned. This is what I've learned after 50 episodes. We have another 50 or more and more after that. We have some incredible guests coming through. And I just wanted to share that with you as a bonus episode here. And if you want to learn more about what I'm talking about with building your platform, like I've done with the Authority Project, and with other people who are coming on as guests, and what they've done with their in their digital space, please go to theauthorityletter.com, join their list. We'll be going over weekly lessons about how to build, share, and profit from your idea, from your work, from your current project. And that is all. Go to theauthorityletter.com or text us we are live at 44222 to join that list. You will not regret it. We got so many people on there already, and we're ready to take charge. We only have a few more months in 2020 to get this right. Please, please build it, share it, and they will come. Start building now. Don't start later. Start now, today. All right? And that's what I've learned. That's it. That's 15 minutes, a little over 15 minutes. We're good to go. And we're off. Thank you so much. That's me, Brian, going solo on this episode of The Authority Project. I'm out. Be blessed. See.
And that's a wrap for this episode of The Authority Project. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you like what you heard, we want to hear from you. Subscribe, rate, and give an honest review. Share and tell your friends so they can hear too. And for even more authority building tactics, be sure to sign up at theauthorityletter.com. Get free weekly content and ongoing digital product giveaways to help you on your entrepreneurial journey. We certainly hope you got a key takeaway or maybe an aha moment from today's broadcast. Just remember, it's your authority. Build it, share it, and they will come. Until next time.